Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys' week has been full of blessings. I pray that it has been everything that you have wanted it to be. And if you're new to my channel and you like lifestyle videos and you want to be inspired, you want to be uplifted, and you just need some sort of guidance, stay tuned and subscribe. And I hope you guys enjoy my video today. Today's video, we're going to be talking about how do we stop making excuses? How do we move past the point of always having an excuse for every single situation? And the Bible verse that inspired this video today comes from Proverbs 6:9-11, and it reads, "How long will you lie there, O sluggard? When will you arise from your sleep? A little sleep, a little slumber, and a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man." So you guys, this is one of my favorite passages from the Bible because it motivates me and it pushes me to keep working towards the things that I want out of this life. Let's just be real. How many times have you just wanted to do something, but at the time things didn't seem to line up exactly the way that you wanted them to? So you came up with excuse after excuse until it got to the point where that dream you had, it eventually died. And instead of putting all of your energy into making your life the life that you wanted it to be, you began to, become complacent and, just basically settle for a life of mediocrity. Okay, so let's just revert back up a little bit to the passage from the Bible that we started with. And it says, how long will you lie there, O sluggard? When will you arise from your sleep? So that's just to say, how long will you sleep on your calling? Or how long will you continue to procrastinate and put off those things that can cause you to have the life that you've always dreamed of? Okay, so I read a New York Times news article, and I'm going to share, a small piece of that article with you guys because I feel like, it relates to this video today. It says, self-awareness is a key part of why procrastinating makes us feel so rotten. When we procrastinate, we're not only aware that we're avoiding the task in question, but also that doing so is probably a bad idea. And yet we do it anyway. Then the article goes on to say it doesn't make sense to do something is going to have negative consequences. So basically, when we procrastinate, we're basically inflicting self-harm. Proverbs 27:1 says, "Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring." So just think about it. Whose life are you harming other than your own by putting off things that are beneficial to you right now, when right now is the only time that you are promised? Okay guys, so let's just revert back a little bit to the passage from the Bible that we started with, and we're going to go over the last part. The last part reads, "A little sleep, a little slumber, and a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man." So to me, you guys, this last part of the passage is kind of self-explanatory, and it's just basically saying putting off things that need to be done right now can lead to unforeseen consequences. And also, if you don't defeat that negative spirit, you'll never reach your full potential. So, of course, if you guys are still tuned in at this point of the video, I'm going to leave with you guys a few tips on how to defeat procrastination. So, tip number 1 is to be self-disciplined. And sometimes being self-disciplined is easier said than done, but it's definitely something that is doable. So for example, maybe you're trying to go to the gym more so that you can get into shape, but you work a full-time job, and when you get off of work, you're kind of tired, and instead of going to the gym, you go home and you go to sleep. And you being tired after work becomes your excuse day after day after day. But it's important to realize that being disciplined means doing things that are uncomfortable at the moment, but they have long-term benefits if you just, tough it out. Okay, so my second tip for you guys is to basically just write things out that you want to accomplish. And they can be long-term goals, or, they can be short-term goals. Okay, guys, so I've personally come to realize that making a list of at least 5 things that I want to accomplish, within a week's span, has been so beneficial to me personally. Because for one, I have something to work towards. And also completing those things, it feels so gratifying because I've completed something that I set out to do. Okay, so here's a little side note. If you do, write out a list and it has only like 5 things on there, say you don't make it around to, doing 1 or 2 things on that list, don't let that discourage you. And don't beat yourself up because, you're only human and we can't do everything right 100% of the time. You just have to, try harder the next time around. Okay, so tip number 3 is to minimize distractions. This tip is particularly important because literally anything or anyone can be a distraction. And most of the time, distractions only come when you're trying to better yourself and your situation. But it's up to you to realize what those things are so that you can eliminate them. And what I've come to realize is that distractions come in forms that doesn't necessarily seem like one in that moment. Okay, so here's an example. Say you're in school and you have a paper that's due in about 3 days. And you tell yourself that instead of waiting until the last minute to, complete this paper, you're going to start on it as soon as you get out of class. But when you get out of class, a family member calls you and they tell you that they need your help with something. And by the time you finish helping them, your day is gone and you're tired. So now you're down to having 2 days to complete that paper. And you can't start on that paper, the next morning because you have class, say, around 6 a.m. So now you have classes from 6 a.m. to about 4 p.m. Okay, so now you think you're going to start on your paper. So as you're heading back to your dorm room or your apartment or whatever, your friend calls you with a crisis. So you wanted to be a good friend, which is totally understandable, puts off that thing that you have to complete, to just be a good friend. And by the time you're finished comforting them and helping them through their crisis, it's too late again, and you're down to only 1 day to complete that paper. So tip number 3 leads us directly to tip number 4, which is to prioritize so that you can minimize distractions. So a lot of things are going to come up throughout your day, but it's up to you to pick out the things that are worth your time, the things that are worth your energy, and you have to focus on those things throughout your day. And by following all of these tips, you'll actually accomplish things that'll put you one step closer to having everything that you ever dreamed of. So that is all for today, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And I really hope, that you guys were able to take something from this video today. So I'll see you guys back here next week for a brand new video.